Hi there. Were you an early reader? Did you enjoy reading stories out loud to your siblings or parents, or even other kids in school well before your peers? I'm Nick, and I have both autism and ADHD. Hi there. I hope you're well. As an autistic person, or maybe you're a relative of someone who you think may be autistic and you're doing a spot of research, are you or are they an early reader? I mean, did you show advanced reading and comprehension skills before school? Were you that kid who would happily read bedtime stories to their siblings at kindy age? Or books to your classmates when they're all on first level readers? I was. And both my sons were too. In actual fact, I thought this was normal and that everyone was born with this ability. And I remember being deeply confused that my peers didn't appear to have the same interest in books that I did. Not only that, when I moved out to Australia from the UK and enrolled my eldest in school, I thought that Australian schools were backwards. I was horrified by the lack of standard in education back here. So much so that my ex-husband and I actually pulled my eldest from the school system to homeschool him. Now, this benefited him anyway, because he just couldn't sit still in class and didn't behave. I wonder why. And yes, he's still a serious dopamine hunter. But interestingly, it was as I was teaching my then grade 3 son grade 8 human biology that it quickly became apparent that my toddler was in fact quite gifted. He literally absorbed everything I was teaching his elder brother as he built complex structures on the floor with his Lego. When he didn't have his nose in a book, that is. I remember one day I had to take my then 7-year-old to the doctor for some reason, and as we chatted, my 2-year-old was focused on a poster of the human digestive system on the back of the door of the doctor's office. Out of nowhere, he points to his throat and says, "This is my esophagus. It's behind my trachea. It carries food down to my stomach," etc. And he promptly explained the entire digestive process, tracing along the outside of his body, using the correct terminology, to a flabbergasted GP. She asked me how old he was, this little tiddly thing. And I said to her, "Well, don't ask me, ask him." Because as far as I was concerned, he was quite able to speak for himself. He was just being him. This was natural. This was normal for him. And his answer was typically very specific. 2 years, 3 months, and however many days it was. This visit to the doctor for one child enabled me to access the extra help I needed to raise a clearly gifted toddler. My youngest was born a nerd. You know, the whole glasses, nice little parting, bow tie. Yeah, as a toddler, he even used to like to wear a bow tie and have his hair brushed neatly. He had read The Hobbit before he went to kindy, and he would happily talk about it. In primary school, he was deep into fantasy trilogies written for adults. So yeah, he was kind of exceptional, but that ability to read and comprehend at a high level is a condition that frequently, but not always, co-occurs with autism, and it's called hyperlexia. So if your child or family member is a natural and noticeably early reader, I urge you to have a chat with your GP. It could be that they are just a really smart neurotypical kid. They could be a neurotypical kid with hyperlexia, or they could be somewhere on the autism spectrum with hyperlexia and benefit from some extra assistance. Hyperlexia is a cool thing to have, but as a child I couldn't understand why I was different to my peers. Other kids thought I was a show-off, so they picked on me. I then thought the Australian education system was stuffed. I don't know whether it was or whether it is. So once again, hyperlexia is one of those conditions, much like autism, that has pros and cons. I think so anyway. What about you? What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section below. And if you like any of this content, please let me know. Give me a thumbs up or click on the subscribe button. Thank you. Be well.